Welcome to Talk Law Radio with attorney Todd Marquardt of the Marquardt Law Firm at marquardtlawfirm.com.
Welcome to Talk Law Radio. I'm Todd Marquardt on KLUP 930, KSLR 630, KNTH 1070, and 103.3 FM in Houston. Today we're going to be talking about one of the most explosive terms in American politics right now, Christian nationalism. Doesn't that just blow your mind? Well, critics say it's a dangerous ideology that wants to turn America into a Christian theocracy and privilege one group above everyone else. Defenders say it's nothing more than Christians who believe faith should still shape public life and that our founding documents were soaked in Judeo-Christian principles. To help us sort that fact from rhetoric, we have two guests with very different perspectives. Stay tuned to find out who they are. But first, let's check in with Joseph Warren, who has the financial focus for us this week. Joseph acts as a financial CEO for Successful People and operates Financial Planning HQ with his father, Steve, and brother, Jacob. Welcome back to the show.
Really happy to be back. It seems like it's been a while.
Yeah, it has, because you rotate with Steve and Jacob, so we get to see you every 3 months.
Yep.
Tell us what we're going to be talking about today.
I wanted to talk about leaving a powerful, inspiring financial legacy for the next generation, for your kids and for your grandkids.
I love that. These are my two favorite topics, talking about leaving a legacy and then the next thing that you're going to say.
Yeah. So the Bible verse that comes to mind is Proverbs 13:22, which says, a good person leaves an inheritance for their children's children. Mm-hmm. And I know in the work that you've done, we've partnered for a while, that you help people leave an inspiring legacy. You create that peace of mind in their families where they know things are taken care of. And you know this better than most. I've heard you describe a will, a trust, having those estate planning documents done as like a love letter to the next generation. So even after you pass away, and let me know if I'm butchering this.
No, I have said that it's an act of love.
It's an act of love, almost like a love letter. It's saying this is exactly, I want to leave things better than they were. I want to leave you off in a better place than you were before. And I've seen both sides of that. Working as a financial planner, I know when you don't do any planning, especially with estate planning, it can lead to bitterness, confusion, hurt feelings, trauma really in the family, and fighting.
Well, I'm going to break up your idea here just a little bit, Joseph. Yeah. I had a client whose father had 5 children. Yeah. He left his entire brokerage account to the daughter who took care of him. And of course, the other 4 hated her for that. Yeah.
It can create it's a very traumatic experience when someone passes away, but when you add to that, splitting up money, you want it to be clear. And it is an act of love, and it is a lot more than just the documents. So a trust is a powerful legal document. It's a great tool, but even more than that, what it gives you is peace of mind and the priceless feeling of knowing my family's going to be taken care of no matter what. And what I want to frame is that a financial plan, a comprehensive written lifetime financial strategy, is a good tool as well.
It'll do the same thing, peace of mind. That's what Chris was telling us last week, your client.
Yeah, it'll do the exact same thing. It gives you that peace of mind, but even further than that, it helps you make good decisions with your money so you can grow your wealth, which is great, but it takes it even further. It gives you clarity that you're making the right decision, so you're not having to worry or waste mental bandwidth or instead of being at your grandkids' baseball game thinking about the markets, you're able to truly be in the moment and truly be present in those critical moments with family.
Yeah, this is Joseph Warren with Financial Planning HQ, and he's talking to us about how he can help you have peace of mind with a written, lifetime, comprehensive financial strategy. I always get the words out of order, but it's just
very descriptive. But it's also that peace of mind, but it goes even deeper than that. So we're talking about a good person leaves an inheritance for their children's children. your kids are not going to remember what you say. I have many stories about this where I learned deep lessons from my family, and I'm going to go into some of them a little bit later. But it's not because they told me, it's because I was watching their example. So they're going to watch the decisions you make with your money. And when you work through a strategy and everything's perfectly coordinated, you have a tax strategy, everything's protected, you set these big financial goals and you're achieving them, your family's watching that, and that's going to become their blueprint for money. And I think that's even more important than the money that you leave them, right? Because we've seen where, or you work in estate planning, I'm sure you've seen where you leave people a lot of money and they kind of squander it.
All.
They don't value it. But if you teach your kids and you build that character and you give them the wisdom and they can follow your example, that's a totally different level where even if you leave them a little bit of money, they could build it up to something big.
It's surprising to hear all this talk about values from a financial planner.
Yeah.
I'm used to financial planners just saying, save your money so that I can invest it, and then you watch it grow.
Yeah.
They don't talk about values.
Yeah, I think we start there with a very personalized approach, and it's based on what's important to you. So it's not one size fits all advice. It really is personalized. It's comprehensive. So we have those descriptive words because it does take into account, and we want to perfectly coordinate minimizing taxes, making sure your investments are growing, making sure you're on track for your goals, everything's protected.
And all of these plans, tax, investment, legal, they're all written plans.
Yep, it's written, and the peace of mind is I know I have a plan for that. So like if inflation goes to 7% and stays there forever, I have a plan for what to do in that situation. If there's a market crash next year, I have a plan for what to do. So I'm not scrambling and making mistakes, because a lot of people make mistakes in situations like that. A lot of people also get rich during situations like that. So we have a plan for everything that could happen, every risk, but also for making sure that you achieve what you want to achieve. That's the main thing. But the point I want to make is, the coordination is perfect. It really is helpful, and we know it's a great tool, but it really is something that's more powerful, that it is leaving a legacy for your children, because they are watching, and your grandchildren as well. I remember the first time I was on your radio show, I talked about my grandma.
I remember.
One of the sweetest ladies I ever known. And when I was a teenager, we all go through that stage where we're bratty, we're not listening. I was outside kicking a soccer ball, and she said, "You need to come inside." And I kind of didn't like the way she said it, so I kicked it in her direction, didn't want to hurt her, and it ended up hitting her in her face.
Wow.
And I remember her getting red, angry. She took a deep breath and just calmly said, "You need to come inside." And I knew she had every right to be mad at me, and she didn't. I'm sure there's many times when I was growing up when she said, "You need to be kind, you need to be kind." But when I need to be kind and I have every right to be mad, I think about that.
Right.
And was something that stuck with me and helped me to be a more empathetic, kind person. Same with my dad. He always told me to work hard. It's something that he instilled in our family. But the example of him working hard, spending his free time doing trainings, things like that, is something that I always remember when I feel like I want to be lazy or I feel like I want to give up on something.
Right.
I think about that, and it's much more than, I can't remember when he said, I'm sure he did say work hard, but I don't remember that. I remember him actually doing it. So if you're someone who likes taking action on things, likes to make things happen, I really encourage you to give me a call at 210-444-2128. That's 210-444-2128. I know a lot of people have the intention of making good decisions with their money. A lot of people talk about, I want to leave a good legacy. But if you're really serious about taking action, you should give us a call, because we will create a strategy for you that will help you to make better decisions. And that's going to put you in a better financial place, yes, but it's also going to be really something that could set your family up in a better direction for years to come.
Well, I'm a fan of written plans.
Yes.
Because I do written estate plans.
Yeah.
And so when I'm planning for the weekend, though,
Yeah.
I don't necessarily write down my plans for the weekend.
Yeah.
And come Monday morning, people ask me, what'd you do this weekend? Oh, yeah, well, I was supposed to do this and I forgot.
Yep.
So if you have a written plan, you're not forgetting all the great ideas and strategies that you had.
Yeah, it's one of those things where nothing's getting missed. You know exactly what needs to get done. this is a proverb. It's not like a biblical proverb, but man makes a plan and God laughs. So we take into account the fact that the world, there's no perfect plan.
I think that is in the Bible.
Is it?
Tell us where it is. Post a comment.
Pull it up. We take into account, the world, things are constantly changing. The market is very unpredictable. There's a lot of uncertainty in the world.
Definitely.
But with all that, we look at your situation and we will tell you, very clearly if you're on or off track for your goals, what to do to get on track. Mm-hmm. What are the next 3 actions you need to take that are going to put you in an 80% better position than you are right now? Specifically, and by what date do they need to get done? And then it becomes very black and white. Am I taking the actions I need to take to make a better financial situation, or am I not?
I remember in 2008, I had a handful of random clients that when the market crashed, they took all their investments out.
Yeah.
Well, that probably wasn't the thing to do, but even so, start where you are and figure out how to get back to where you need to be.
We've all made financial mistakes or things we wish we had done. I know a lot of, I wish I'd put more money into this investment and things like that. But part of it is having a plan, because market crashes are part of the normal financial cycle. So if you have a plan for what to do if it happens, then you can take the emotions out of it and just execute when it happens. Plan. Yeah.
Thank you for giving us the financial focus this week. I like that idea of leaving an inheritance to my children's children. Give Joseph a call.
210-444-2128. That's 210-444-2128.
See you next time. We're going to take a break.
This has been Talk Law Radio with attorney Todd Marquardt, brought to you by the Marquardt Law Firm. You can learn more at marquardtlawfirm.com. And be sure to listen to the full Talk Law Radio show Saturday mornings at 11 on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
Most families don't realize they have hidden legal blind spots until it's too late. Wills, trusts, Medicaid planning, even protecting a business. These are the kinds of issues attorney Todd Marquardt helps uncover before they become problems. Todd is the host of Talk Law Radio, where each week he guides listeners through the legal challenges families, veterans, and business owners face, while showing them the practical steps to protect what matters most. Catch Talk Law Radio, Saturdays at 11 a.m. on 9:30 a.m. The Answer, 6:30 a.m. The Word, and now in Houston on AM 1070 and 103.3 FM The Answer, or anytime on YouTube. Planning isn't just about documents. It's about peace of mind, security for loved ones, and building a legacy that lasts. Don't wait for a crisis. Do it before you die.